My name is Adama Nyama Bah. I wrote this poem to help service providers, loved ones, and the public to understand the impact of trauma on survivors and how to support them better, as it is extremely difficult for us to express our needs. The house within a journey through trauma ashes, in the sheltered frame of a studded house, a story unfolds, yet often remain unknown. From the outside, it glimmers, invitingly bright, but inside, shadows lingers, obscuring the light. The kitchen, once strung with laughter and cheers, now chaos and silence are all that I hear. Rooms once familiar, now lost in despair. Each corner, each crevice, hold echo of care. A beautiful child, yet inside it is torn. Like petals in winter, where hopes feel so warm. Questions arise in the depth of my soul. How did it come to this? Where is the hole? Guilt, like a spectrum, hovers close by. Shouldn't I have known? Shouldn't I have tried? Shame weaves a thread in a heavy clock, silencing whispers as if my heart spoke. Yet, in the depth of this haunting dark place, a flicker of courage begins to take space. For when the right guide extends a hand, hope stirs within, and I start to understand. Together, we street through the debris and pain, mapping the rooms where I lost my domain. Confusion may cloud what I once understood. As I search for the blueprint of my childhood, this journey, though daunting, ignites a new flame. With each step forward, I reclaim my name. No longer just walls clocked in shadow and dread, but a place where my spirit can flourish instead. Rebuilding begins with a tender embrace, finding strength in the cracks, refining my space. With patience and care, I will breathe life anew, a house that reflects both the old and the true. And as the room settles, their layout reveals the essence of me and the love that it heals. Beautiful within, like a garden in bloom, I rise from the ashes, reclaiming my room. So let us unite in this sacred endeavor to understand trauma, to heal and to tether. For within every heart is a house waiting still to find a true beauty, to heal and fulfill. Written by Adama Nyama Bah, voice of a survivor and founder of Women's Health Advocacy Network Charity.
Shout it out and let them know it's the Davina and Sabrina show. These girls got a lot of sass, hot topics with a lot of class. Davina and Sabrina show. Spill the
And then I was next. So I did. Yeah.
You cut it. Wow.
And this is the first time I'm talking about that trauma on air. Because the only trauma I talk about is the raping and the
Yeah.
But I was and mine is a multiple trauma. Yes.
Adama, your story is
So that's why when I got pregnant, I couldn't open my eyes and see. No, when I came here, I couldn't open my eyes and see my child's coming out of me because I would resent them. Yeah. So I was put to sleep through the 2 babies that I had.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
I was put to sleep. And it was a cesarean.
I was going to say it's a cesarean then. Okay.
Part of the cesarean was the trauma. And the complications, other complications with my health. Yeah, but it mainly was the trauma.
So you came to, so that's where your nursing potentially kind of started then a little bit. So was that?
Yeah, because I need something to, like a fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like a void. There's a big void. I need to be engaged.
Yeah.
Feel like, please God, forgive me. I want to do something to compensate of,
what has happened to me. So you've come to England now. So after this, you've come to England. Your brother helps you to get him. Now, how long before you had because you disconnected. Then when you came to England, did you start to connect again then?
No,
what happened? Still disconnected?
Still. Because I'm in a different world. When you go through trauma, you live in 2 worlds.
Yeah.
The world of reality that have demolished all your trust and everything. And the world that validates all your feelings. That you want to kill all men. That you don't want to socialize. It's okay to isolate yourself. It's okay to hate people. That the world that give you the comfort, but it's not the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I disappeared that day during that raping period, that was the world I entered. Mm-hmm. Before I start therapy, I was in this compound. When I say compound, very massive compound.
In the UK?
No, in the other world.
In the other world.
Where I disappeared.
Okay, yes.
The wall that I disappeared, my second wall.
Yeah.
It's like a compound with a wall. The imagination wall.
So mentally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's where your first therapy started?
No, before I started therapy. That's the wall I was living when I disappeared that day.
Yeah.
From my
entered into that mindset. Yeah.
It's in this compound, very big compound, with a little house there. The house is brown, chocolate brown. And the walls of this compound is chocolate brown. And they're high. It's like a 10-story height of building.
Mm-hmm.
And in that house, I'm not in the living room. I'm not in the bedroom. It's like there's on the cellar.
You were in the cellar.
That is my safety net.
That was your, okay. So for our viewers though, just to make sure they understand, so that was the place you went to.
Yes.
And you're physically describing the non-physical, which
that's
is... So that is like the ultimate disconnection.
Yes.
In order for you, your physical body is doing what it's doing. Your mind is not there.
When I go out physically, I see something I don't like. I watch telly. I see someone. I see injustice. I go into that.
Okay.
It validates my hatredness for people. It validates what I want to do. I want to kill all the men. It validates I don't want to socialize. It validates when I pick on people, when I judge people. And someone say, oh, yeah, it's okay. Like someone validating what your feelings. So I go back into my world. But the therapy is the one that gets me out of.
And that's therapy in the UK, yes?
Yes.
How quickly, arriving in the UK, did you start therapy?
I came in the UK at the age of 17. That was 2001, December 14. That's when I entered the UK.
Okay.
I started therapy 2005.
Okay, within 4 years. Okay, that's...
But remember, the trauma started from the age of 12.
Of course. Yeah. That's a long time to be... Yeah. That's now embedded
in every aspect of my life. It's taken all over my life.
How did you even get help, though? Like, what...
How did I get help?
Because you would have to
I was
make a
having flashback. Trauma have a habit of coming back when you're in a safe space. You don't deal with trauma when you still have things that you're struggling with.
So you started to find...
When you're in a safe space, that's when you start getting flashbacks.
Okay.
But I did not want my brother to know, because they did not know what happened to me.
Really?
Oh, you hadn't
No,
told
none
them
of
at
my
this
family
point?
not know what happened to me, because we were separated. I wasn't with them. You know, even the neighbors, but they just assume as a young girl, when you get captured,
They kind of know what...
everybody knows what happened,
Like, it wasn't just
but not in details.
spoken. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no one knows.
Details, yeah.
So my brother did not know, and shame, want to cover the family shameness and all that. So I did not say, and I start going to college, and I was talking to. That day, I remember I was feeling so tired. And a Somalian friend, Sophie is her name, and she said, "Why are you tired? You're not sleeping." So I said, "When I go to bed, I see the things that happen in the war." Because she was from a war country as well, so she understood. She said, "Oh, I think you need to see a counselor." So I said, "What is that?" She said, "These are people who will talk to you about what you're seeing when you lie down." So I said, "Okay, how do I get that?" And she said, "I will speak to our tutor, because we have a main tutor for every class." So she spoke to the tutor that I need help. And the tutor asked me. So I explained that when I go to bed, I see things and I wake up sweating, really agitated, and I can't sleep for the rest of the night. So the tutor went and referred me to the counselor. That's when it started.
Okay. Well done.
Wow.
And my first counselor her name is Caroline Brown. I'm looking for her.
Are you looking for her?
I'm looking for her. If
Caroline Brown?
anybody knows,
Really?
my first counselor, Caroline Brown. My first social worker, his name is Louis.
Okay.
I'm looking for him.
We're gonna find them.
Okay. We're gonna, yeah.
What's his name? So Caroline Brown. But where that
Caroline Brown
Yeah.
is a white woman.
Okay.
Louis is a Jamaican-born Caribbean guy.
Okay.
He's the best. Even throughout my trauma, all the social workers I had, and now being at this stage, supporting other survivors, dealing with other social workers, he's the
How
best.
did you handle him being a male though? Then, because obviously there's
No, I've started therapy at that point.
Yeah,
I've started. I'm edgy, but at that point I start realizing not all men are
people
bad.
can help.
Yeah.
Because you started off with Caroline,
Yes.
the lady first.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was having counseling. Yeah.
So altogether now it's about 17 years of counseling you had. Is that
5 years of intensive cognitive therapy.
Cognitive. Okay.
And then the rest counseling there and there.
You trained as a nurse, and then
After my college,
and then
I applied for the nursing.
Mm-hmm.
I became a nurse. And still that time I wasn't thinking about charity.
You wasn't? Okay.
No, I was still having my counseling, trying to get my head around this whole trauma thing.
You're still.
And just living a life that is comfortable for me at that point. Finish my nursing, I start working in a high dependency unit, colorectal, vascular, and hepatobiliary. That is Royal
Repeat
Free.
that, sorry?
Hepatobiliary.
Okay.
Yeah. Royal Free Hospital, not London. Okay. I trained at Middlesex. So I start working there. And then I moved. But when I was working in high dependence, I always like emergency nursing. But it was exhausting for me. It was tiring mentally and physically. So I said, and I started having miscarriages. So
this stage, are you married?
Yeah. The end of my therapy, that's when I met yeah.
Okay.
So at this stage, I'm married. And I met my partner at this stage. And then I start having miscarriages. When I start having miscarriage, I start working as a nurse 2009. 2009, February. So I said, I need to move. I start looking for a job. And then I came to St. George's Hospital and I applied for a gynae outpatient. I applied in termination clinic. Yeah. So first, I usually judge people when they come for termination. But when I work in that clinic, I learn a lot. I think that's where I start to learn not to judge people. The things I see there. But it get to a point, it get to me, because I'm having miscarriages and I'm working in the termination clinic. So I start thinking that probably spiritually this is not good for me. So I need to change. So I spoke to Matron. I said, I really need to move out of the department. Take me anywhere, even if it's in the market to sell paper, I can go, but not here. I need to leave because that was the point I was. And then they moved me to the general gynae department. So I did work in the general emergency gynae. I work in pre-assessment and I work in early pregnancy and I come back to general gynae. So I was one of the staff who was privileged to work in all the gynae department. So I came back to general gynae where we do everything as a nurse, assisting the specialist nurses and the consultant. So that's where I was. That place was good for me.
Okay.
It wasn't mentally exhausting. A little bit mentally exhausting, physically, but not as bad as where I came from. So I was there and then I developed interest in colposcopy, what I'm doing now.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I told the specialist, I said, if there's a vacancy, please, I'm interested. I like it because I've never seen it. That was the first time, you know. And they said, okay, if something come up, we'll put it in. And I remember applying twice in Kingston University for colposcopy. I did not get it because I couldn't get through the assessment process. So, and something came up in St. George's. The leader retired and there's a vacancy. They wanted to recruit a trained colposcopist, but it's not many colposcopists. It's hard to get a trained colposcopist. We are really short, yes.
Oh.
And I spoke to the matron. I said, I'm interested. He said, well, it's not in my hand because they want a trained colposcopy. So I went to the consultant, the lead consultant. I always work with him and I like to work with him and he likes to work with me. And I said, Mr. Carter, I want this position. If it's a trained...
What is that exactly though?
Colposcopy is where the specialists who look after women who have abnormal smears. Cervical cancer screening, prevention, treatment, management. Yes, we're those type of specialists.
Do they put like a camera?
Yes,
and have
yes, we're the one.
Okay.
So I said, if this position come out as a trained colposcopy, I won't get it because I'm not trained. But if you put it out as a trainee post, I'm interested. He said, are you? He said, well, why not give it to you? I know you, rather than give it to someone I don't know. So he said, let them put it out as a trainee post. I applied.
Blessed.
Yes.
It was that time, yeah.
So with your organization, how did that get started? And
one time I went for holiday and I went to visit a lady that we were together during the war. She actually gave birth to a child through that raping process. And the daughter is there, and the daughter got married, and she also have her own children. So I went, and my sister said, do you know that that lady is here? Because the other time when I went there, she wasn't there. So she said, oh, Hawa is back. So I went to see her, and I look at her condition, and I look at her daughter, and I look at these children, the life they live, and I look at myself. I said, I'm lucky to find myself where I am. And I reflect on all the therapy I had to help me become who I am. And they don't even know the strength of what support is like. For them, that's it at the end. And I said, I need to do something. They might not have all what I have, but something, a little bit, let them know that there's another life apart from trauma.
Yeah.
And because they don't even know that it was a trauma.
Yeah.
They just get on, like when I was there, just get on with it.
Just get on with it. Yeah.
Yes. You know, that's where the idea came. I came home and I told my sister, I said, I feel sad today when I saw Hawa. Because if I hadn't had this opportunity, I would have been in her situation. That would have been me.
Right.
So that made me feel really sad and sick. And I said, I don't know what to do. And there was one of my nephew was sitting there. And he said, Auntie, you can open a charity. I look at her, what are you talking about? I got a job. I need to pay my bills. And because the charities we know, Oxfam, MSF, they're big
Save the
charities. I'm
children.
thinking, how on earth am I going to do something like that? I said, no, I can't. He said, you can. So I said, who is going to run it? He said, register and we'll find people who will help you. So I said, okay. And my sister said, you had it. Go and inquire and see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I came. I met one of my trustee. He is a consultant obstetrician. And I called him in the room and I explained to him. He said, oh, where have you been? I said, I went for holiday. And he said, how was it? So I explained to him. I said, I don't know what to do. I want to set. He said, set up a charity. So I said, a charity? He said, it's easy. Huh? How am I going to do that? I'm working. Who would do it? He said, people will do it. He said, it's easy. And he had this A4 paper in front of him. He drew the diagram. He said, first of all, the most important thing you need to get an accountant. Accountant that will help you when we raise fund here, how we can help the other survivors over there. Because when you registered it, you need to register it for both Sierra Leone and UK. So I said, okay.
Because you already knew your mission. You already
Yes.
knew
Yeah.
what you were trying.
And he
That's why
said,
you had to be registered. Okay.
think about the name.
Mhm.
But my nephew already gave me a name.
Mhm.
I said, oh, get lost. And my sister said, just write it. Women's Health Advocacy Network. So I'm thinking, because he asked me, what would you like to call it? I said, I would like it to be like an advocate, and I would like health to be there because it's about improving health. And I would like it to be like a gathering. So to them, gathering is like network.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how the name comes
Yeah.
together.
That encompasses
Yes.
everything which you're about.
Yes, so that's how the name comes
Yeah.
together.
So what sort of challenges in terms of setting it up and even now do you currently face?
The thing is,
With-
when you don't know things, sometimes it's easier. I did not know what to expect. So I did not understand what the challenge is. I met this guy and he said, find an accountant. And I got this accountant that I knew through someone, but he wasn't doing anything for me because I'm working in the NHS anyway. But I knew he helped other people. So I called him. He's in Oxford. I explained to him. He said, come. And that was on the 2019. It was December 23rd. We were sitting in his kitchen. His wife was washing the dishes. And I explained, I want to open a charity. He said, why? So I explained. I said, because I'm a survivor and I want to do something. He said, I will support you. Just like that. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting like that. Oh, what is he talking about? And he said, I believe this charity will change lives and I will support you 100%.
And that's where it.
And the wife was washing this one dish and she was just putting so much soap and she did not understand what we were talking about. But because the husband said he's going to support, she also said, I'm in as well. I will support you. But she was just washing this one plate constantly. And I was sitting in the kitchen looking through the neighbor's window, like he's talking to someone else. He said, this charity will change lives. This charity will be bigger than you. You will get lost in this charity. And I will support you. And you don't need to pay a dime. And since that day till today, I was even talking to him when I was coming here. So he's the brain behind setting up this charity. He's the one that did all the application. I did not know where to go, where not to go. I was just like an errand boy. They said, we need this, go and get it, and I'll go and get it for them. I said, whatever you need, tell me.
Any pieces of information.
I don't know anything about charity. All I know is I'm donating to a charity. I'm a nurse, I'm a survivor. I'm a housewife. That's it, all I know. In the charity world, everything I learned these last 3 years, I don't think any university will prepare me for that.
So, which is phenomenal, by the way, but what are just I'm conscious of time, what are the main aspects of one that involved? What does it encompass?
One starts as charity for signposting for survivors. Mm-hmm. To get access to support.
Is it survivors
it's here. All over. Yeah, all over. It's a reflection. One is a reflection of my journey. Mm-hmm. I came to the UK, I struggled with trauma barriers, language barrier. cultural barrier, integration, access to support.
So all of that is what
That's why I'm
one.
doing in one.
Yeah.
I do not want other survivors going through that.
Yeah.
What I went through.
Yeah. Can I ask, can you give an example of one of the things that you do for, because I think I've heard you said there's just not enough training, you know,
No.
it's like trauma informed.
There isn't.
So do you have like, is it yourself that's like, if you've got groups that you'll come together, you're having talks?
I have been doing a lot of, because 3 things I have decided to give my voice for.
Yeah.
Support survivors through their trauma journey. Because support service provision, improving services for gender-based, because there isn't anything out there. All our secrets are locked in the offices of psychologists. They have made so much guidelines, laws, and protocol, made it like how they made FGM sacred. That's how they made trauma survivors' life sacred here, with protocols and laws that doesn't benefit the survivors, but the professionals protecting their professions.
Within the NHS.
I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. You tick all the boxes. But the survivors don't get the support they need. Yeah. The people who are providing these services don't understand the impact of trauma on the survivors. So instead of elevating their stress level, they're re-traumatizing them through the support they're providing. Sometimes because they don't know. Yeah. So there is an urgent need for training, but also urgently need survivors to come out. Before someone else make our care plan, let's make our own care plan. Let me tell you, my name is Adama. This is how I want you to support me. I don't eat breakfast, so don't waste resources on that. I came from a culture, I don't look people in their eyes when I'm talking to them. It's a sign of disrespect. I'm not hiding anything. If I don't explain to you, it's the barrier of my trauma. When I have the courage to tell you my story, please do not dismiss it, because I don't know when I will ever have the courage to tell it again. Let me do my own care plan. When survivors come out and write their own support plan, it will be effective. That's why all the time they're changing these laws and things, because the people who are writing it, they are not survivors.
Yeah.
When the survivors write their plan, that doesn't change, because that's how they feel.
Yeah.
And that's what will help them. So I have done a lot of writing. I have done a lot of support, trauma-informed support, practice improvement writing. I've done a lot. Separate. Because of timing, I will not be able to read it here, but I even wrote a poem.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
We'll bring that and we can
I'll get it in my phone.
Yeah.
we can share that.
I got a poem. I've written analogy of trauma using a house and a poem. Because the only way I could explain the impact of trauma to you for someone who have never been sexually is when you are in a very beautiful house. It's your home. And this house, everybody outside want to be back in this house, but inside is demolished. You have a task to identify where the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, the bedroom is for the rest of your life. You're working, but inside you is demolished. That's how trauma feel like. Yeah. That's the only description I could give to someone for you to have a glimpse of how I feel like.
And the reality is that I don't even think that we could even ever, like, I mean, we all have our own traumas in different forms and stuff, but we can only empathize
when
with
it comes
that.
to sexual trauma,
We can only
that's
empathize.
the only kind of example I could give you. And that's what the first thing, impact of trauma, when it happens, is lost.
Yeah.
You are lost.
Through one.
You don't know who you are. Through one, I'm able to help a lot of women. I'm helping women who have not only had their trauma, but having re-traumatized by the people who brought them to this country and by the system that meant to help them. I have a woman who cannot read and write, who cannot express themselves, who are living in the life of abuse, unseen and unspoken abuse, day in, day out, because they don't have immigration status. No woman, no survivors, whether you're a woman or man, no survivor deserves to be deprived of support if you have gone through trauma. No one should be restricted from having support when they have experienced. Not for anything. Because even if you have a British passport, you have a mansion that has never been built in this world, you still got to deal with your trauma.
Yeah. So what support, like what does one charity need right now?
One charity need everything.
Yeah.
I need expertise support. I need funding.
What, psychological?
I need financial support.
Yeah.
Expertise in terms of IT, in terms of management, in terms of admin, in terms of psychology, because the destitute client I have, I pay for them privately to get their psychological report and assessment.
Wow.
Because they're not entitled.
Yeah.
Even those who are entitled, it takes months, a year, they're on the waiting list for trauma support. Those who are not entitled, I pay. And this psychological organization I'm paying, they call them Matching Mind. The reason why I choose them, because their support is tailored to your cultural needs. They'll find you someone who understands your culture. Because the way they do therapy here, they just concentrate on the trauma and leave the rest. And everything is mixed up. Your culture is part of you.
Yeah, everything's
you
unique.
you can't take that out.
Yeah.
Not just the symptoms. You have to treat the people holistically. And the reason why I'm sitting here today doing what I'm doing, because I have that holistic support. I have that psychological empowerment.
Yep.
That's why I'm sitting here. So psychological empowerment is everything for survival. And that's what has been taken away today. That's why you see people struggle. Yeah. And they got this little ones, they said, talking therapy. What is talking therapy when it comes to trauma? I had 5 years intensive, every week cognitive therapy, and then back up with counseling. That's why I'm able to do what I'm doing. Now, survivors don't have that opportunity. Even those who have the status don't. Those who doesn't have the status, I have to pay for them to have this assessment, psychological assessment and report. That's why I use to apply to Home Office, to highlight their needs, and then use for housing for them to get their life. So this is what charity does. We assess and we reach out to services that are meant to provide these services. And I fight with them. It's a fight. Because when they click the card, oh, she's not entitled, that's it, they close it. Where do you think they go? They go back to the abusers. If the system doesn't help them, they go back to the abusers. So my fight is to change that. So these are the people I support. People who have no voice. People who struggle with language barrier, culture barrier. All the barriers stack against them in addition to their trauma. They don't have any life. They just moving, not even living, moving around. Just like when I was moving. Yeah. And my soul is somewhere else and my physical body is somewhere else.
Wow.
And it's a constant struggle. People judge you. You go places, people say you are lying. When they go to social services for assessment, oh, she's not telling the truth. And they start asking them repeatedly. You want to ask me for something I want to forget. They ask them repeatedly, oh, she's not telling the truth. Well, where were you? Well, we need evidence of your previous stay.
That's
where would you get evidence from someone who just lodged you? Someone just opened their door to lodge you. They want the address. They want evidence that you were there. It just re-traumatizes you. You feel like
the issue is that you have people that have abused the system. So it's just it's that, you know, as well. Like, but that's why we do need charities like yourself, because
that's what we do. Yeah. I always say I'm with the system, not against the system. Yeah.
But because the system needs to work.
I do have people who we advise them accordingly.
Yeah.
Whatever has happened, if it's not within the legal rule, we advise them. Yeah. It's not right.
Yeah.
Like we have clients that we fight for them, they give them home, and they said we don't like it. So I said, if you say you don't like it, this is the law. You got one chance, that's it. So it's not just about the survivors. We are with the system as well, helping the system, because if we help to scrutinize these people, take them to the system, at least we make their job easier rather than them going through that.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell them, look, we are not against you. I'm with you in the right way.
Yeah.
But if you have a system in place to help people like that who doesn't have the voice, then you need to provide it, not because other people have come in and shout about and get it, so you cannot give it to these ones. No, it doesn't work like that. You put a law and it meant to govern everyone that entitled to that. So this, I'm within the system and the people who hasn't got the voice to access the system.
That's why you're needed. So
Yeah,
what we need to
So
do
I'm
is
the
make sure you are.
Yeah, we definitely, Sabrina and I would like to help in terms of getting, the word out there in
We
terms
need
of
to.
your
I
charity.
need
And
admin
even,
support. I'm the one swimming in and out of the admin work. I'm dealing
Because
with
you're still working full-time job.
It's hard, yeah.
I'm a mother. I'm a housewife.
Right, yeah.
I'm dealing with all these
You're juggling so many balls, yeah.
coming here. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was in that interview, that nursing time interview. People want to reach out. So now I'm avoiding a lot of emails.
Yeah.
Because I can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm one person.
Of course.
So I pick where I can send the voice. Like now, this one session will go far.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So these are the things I'm looking for. Yeah. Not just one single isolated things I could do. Yeah. Because I don't have time. I'm on...
Yeah, and I know of people within the Sierra Leone community who I'm sure would be interested in getting in.
They do come. People say, oh, we like what you do. It's phenomenal. But that's it. Because if you don't have money to pay them, you don't have bearing on them.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And I'm looking after vulnerable people. I always say, I don't want 100% of your time.
Yeah.
Even if you give me 1%, let it be consistent.
Consistency, yes. Okay.
Because you can't get the life of people hanging on you and you just switch off. And I've been there. I know how you feel like when you have that hope. Someone coming to say, I'm going to help you. You don't want that to stop. So I always say, even if it's 1%, but this is what I have not got, that consistency.
Okay.
But then because I don't have money to pay them.
It's a catch-22, but listen, so we are gonna...
Yeah, just to end, in terms of going forward in the next sort of like 5 to 10 years, where do you see, what's your aim of... Where do you see?
I just left it open. Just like when I start thinking about signposting, I end up with full-blown service. Mm-hmm. That's how I open one. Now, the branches one have taken, I couldn't imagine that. When I was starting, I got people who said, oh, we got charity, will be operating 20 years, 15 years. I'm thinking, oh my God, 15 years, if they're still in that position, then I got 30 years ahead of me. Mm. But now, within 5 years, one charity is not only helping survivors. One charity is providing education for survivors. Mm. One charity is helping with employment for survivors. It's like a holistic. Yeah. Before it was just meant to be signposting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I'm in full-blown holistic. Okay. Yeah. It's about empowerment. For me, it's about empowerment. Right. My empowerment is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So if I help you get status and you're homeless, that equally impacts your life. Of course. So when you want people to be productive, you want them to be who they are and contribute to society. Mm-hmm. Help them to be holistically free from whatever is tying them down.
I think that word holistic is quite encompassing of that, because there is so many aspects to it. But listen, what we're gonna do is obviously we'll continue with our relationship, and we'll certainly be posting things out, and we'll get a bit more information. We want to hear your poem. We'll put that, and this is
I'll share with you.
But yeah, we'll definitely have to leave it there, and thank you so much for your time, and you've bared a lot of very, very, like, I'll be honest, just the resilience that you have, you're able to talk about it with still a smile, and you've got an ultimate vision, which we just need the help, guys. We just need to reach out.
I want to go global. Yeah. I want every survivor to benefit from my voice. It's not limited. It's only limited to focusing on the minority, because the barriers against them is high. It's tag against them. But my voice is for every survivor. Yeah.
And
go out
one
there
step at a
and
time.
Seek help, because a life of trauma is not a life. It's not. For someone who doesn't understand it, it's different. But a life of trauma is not.
Right.
Remember, you are living in 2 walls. You got your family outside the physical wall. You're dealing with other things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you
so much.
Adama.
Thank you so much.
Sharing your
Well,
story.
thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Our
You're
pleasure.
welcome. All right. Gosh. Well, thank you guys. We will just honestly just continue I'm kind of speechless up
I'm
here.
just like,
Thank you so much, guys, for continued support. Please continue to support the Davina and Sabrina show. Again, we are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And anyone who has resonated with this, please DM us and just to see how you would like to help. And we'll give you more information as we go on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
good night, guys. Much
Until
love.
next time. Bye.
Shout it out and let them know.